is the delivery that we've been waiting for, right?
Well, we missed the button.
We made it happen. Not their fault, our fault. Finally got the spruce. Well, guys, we've reached the halfway point. We're not sure if the camera caught the part that we did this morning, but basically we laid 2 packets of floorboard. You haven't missed much. Rinse and repeat.
Same, but different.
Same but different. Yeah. We're rolling out the isolation because
we have a break in the house with the studs going one way. So we have roughly 6 meters, I think 580 or something like that. And then we have a break in the house, and then we're starting with the studs from the other way.
So this means that we kind of have to shift the isolation a little bit. Hopefully the camera is going to catch that. Could be because it's quite sunny and it's hot, so it just shut off because it overheated. That's a possibility. But now you're in the shade. Lucky you. Alrighty. Guys, we're still on day 5 of our tiny house build, and we just came back from a lunch break siesta. Now we're full of energy. It's 4:45, and we're going to continue building until the sun goes down. Well, guys, it's now day 6 of our tiny house build. As of now, we have 68 floorboards laid down. And of course, today, the mission is going to be to continue laying floorboards. Now, yesterday we had to go to Bragante to get some batten. So most certainly the first part that you'll see is us screwing battens, because without them we can't lay more floorboards.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, bye. Let's get to it. Let's see how it goes. Alrighty, guys, so this morning we've managed to lay down 8 rows of floorboard, and then the heat started to slowly kill us. So we went for a small siesta and a lunch. Hopefully we can power through until the end of the base. At least that's our mission for now, or until the sun goes down.
Yeah.
Alright, where do you need me? Let's see. What you doing, Mason? Boom.
That's it.
First wall up. By the 11th of May, our deadline to finish is end of July. It's looking good, guys. It's looking good. Yeah.
Push them a bit there.
So you tell me what I need to do.
Just stand in the middle and hold the balance a bit, kind of.
Okay.
Don't have to do that much. Measure.
Let's measure. Get it done.
Wall building one-on-one.
One. Okay.
You can do this in 2 ways,
Yeah.
or a couple of ways. But
Do it your way. It's the best way always.
you could leave a bit, because if you put them next to each other, it's gonna create a cold gap or a cold bridge. I guess the English word for it is.
Yeah. How do you call it in Sweden?
Köldbrygga.
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 Okay.
So what you could do to combat that is to put a bit of space and have some isolation there, so you get some air in between.
Okay.
However, we're gonna do it differently, because we're gonna create a wall, or a, how do you call it in English? Heat transfer buffer.
A heat transfer
Yeah.
buffer.
It's basically just having air in between your wall studs and the outer membrane.
Yeah.
So it takes more time for the temperature to pass through. It's like a damper.
Oh yeah.
Instead of going straight
An
through.
air buffer.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of warms up and keeps
Yeah,
everything.
and it takes longer to transfer the heat and the cool from outside to the inside if you have an air gap.
Okay. We like that.
Yeah. And since this is the first wall, you need to get a corner, right?
Yep.
So if you only had one stud there,
Yep.
and you raise the other wall, all of a sudden you have no stud in the corner here.
Okay, yeah, in the corner there, there's no
Yeah.
studs, yeah.
So you need to put 2 in the first wall, and then when you raise the other one, you're creating a corner.
Gotcha.
So you always have something to fasten your corners in.
Okay, well that seems like a logical way to build.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basic, but if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. So we're roughly just gonna estimate 7. So you're doing like this. That's one stud. Right?
Okay. Yeah, because our studs are 7.
75 times 75.
Yeah.
But depending on who cut it and the weather, it varies between 70 and 75. So it depends on how dry the wood is and how it is what it is.
Exactly, and that's also a bit like we talked about this, the challenge of building with square timber. So you guys can see it there. In our respective country, usually we'd be building with 2x4s, or what do you call them?
45.95.
Or 45.95. Now we've got square timber because it was a lot more cost effective.
Yeah, the mass is the same though. So the general mass of the wood is the same. And I would say that a square timber might be better in general strength in all areas because it's square timber.
Yeah.
While a rectangle timber has most strength in this way, right? Because it's higher.
Yeah.
But the way we do it to save cost, we put square timber and then we put a batten on top here that we glue and screw it in to create a sort of a sturdier
a sturdier wall, a sturdier structure, but also you guys have to remember, if you've seen our other videos, that our isolation is 6 centimeters high, and we put 2 layers of it, so this means 12 centimeters, and by adding the batten like we've done on the floor, it kind of adds that little
we're still packing the isolation a bit, so it takes away a bit of the effect. But since we are in North Portugal, I don't think we're gonna be noticing that small change. And anyhow, we're gonna take out that with the air buffer, so to speak, in the end of it. So.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're marking studs.
So we're gonna have 2 in the corner. Stud. 60. Roughly.
Stud
Again. Since we spaced everything 60, and it's not CC60 by the way, because the isolation is 600, but we're taking fitting all the isolation as far as we can in between the studs 60-60, but how in the end here we're ending up with a gap, and we still need that double floor wall studs to get the corner.
Yep.
Yeah. So in this case, I will put 3 studs in this corner, because we're missing 6.5 centimeters. So I'm gonna put an extra here instead of cutting the isolation the wrong way. We're still gonna have the isolation for 60, and then we just add another stud here.
Sounds like a good idea, baby.
But then we're getting 1 centimeter closer to this stud, but that centimeter doesn't matter when we pack the isolation. So now we know we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,